Japanese urban myths are some of my favorite horror stories to react to, guys. They're always very well done by Nightmare Tales. We're going to react to one today called Gozu, the Cowhead. Make sure to subscribe to Nightmare Tales, guys. Subscribe to me if you like reaction videos too. And let's get into this one. Gozu, the Cowhead. Bus is cruising. Animation's always
Tamaki Hattori was having a stressful day.
Uh-oh.
He was a teacher of an all-boys school and tasked with chaperoning the school trip to a remote village that held some historical significance.
Okay.
The boys were rowdy and wouldn't listen to their teacher when he told them to behave. Tamaki eventually gave up trying to discipline the students. He then looked outside the window at the passing scenery and the small villages that passed by.
Uh-huh.
The boys continued to create a ruckus.
Of course.
And from the corner of his eye, he saw some of them teasing a quiet little boy called Ichiro.
Oh, you gotta
Ichiro was a good student, but a timid boy who didn't have any friends. Tamaki watched the boy get bullied and felt bad that he wouldn't stand up for himself.
Well, do something about it. You're the teacher.
Ichiro reminded him a lot of himself when he was young and in school. He knew if he intervened, he would only encourage the boys to pick on Ichiro even more.
Oh, whatever.
Tamaki returned his attention to the scenery once more and saw the remains of a cow lying on the side of the road. He had an idea on how to distract the students. He stood and raised his voice to get the students' attention. "I know a story," he said. "A story you have never heard before. Would you like me to tell you?"
Yes, tell us.
The students looked at each other and Tamaki knew he would have to be more persuasive. "It's a scary story," he said. "A story that's forbidden to tell. But I will tell you the story if you promise to keep it a secret." The students sat up in rapt attention.
All right.
Each of them intrigued by the teacher's promise to tell a scary story.
We all like them
to
scary
Tamaki's
thrills,
relief,
man.
the bullies stopped picking on Ichiro and sat down in their places. "Tell us the story then," one of the students said. Tamaki smiled to himself.
Look, that's evil. Tamaki's
He told them of a man called Akio who lived in a village with his wife and son. After the floods destroyed his house, he decided to travel to the next village in search of food and shelter. But the journey was long and perilous, and the winter was cruel. He realized he couldn't take his wife and son along the dangerous path ahead, and would have to venture alone and return for them with help. He saw a dead cow on the side of the path.
Oh my God!
And used his knife to slice open its belly. He instructed his wife and son to take shelter inside it.
Wow!
He also told them that should he not return by summertime, they should seek shelter elsewhere. He bade farewell and made his way to the next village.
In the summertime, you can just live in this cow stomach,
steep paths.
Just live in this cow stomach with your newborn.
He finally made it to the next village, but collapsed with hunger and exhaustion engulfing him. The villagers were kind enough to take care of him. When he finally woke up, he was still running a fever, and delirium had taken over.
Uh-oh, not good.
The villagers tried to stop him from venturing out and urged him to rest, but he insisted, axe in hand, that he had to find his family.
Oh no.
He returned to the spot where he had left his family, and in his delirious state, he imagined that the cow his wife and son were taking shelter in was actually alive and attacking them.
Oh my.
Akio hacked the cow into pieces, killing his wife in the process.
No!
The son fled before the axe could completely come down again. Akio had gone completely insane now, and ripped off the cow's head and wore it.
God dang!
For several days he chased his son, imagining him to be a monster who killed his family, until he came upon a village.
Dude, fever.
The boys screamed for help, and the villagers gathered. When they saw the man with the cow's head, they attacked and killed him.
Of course.
The son was given refuge in the village where he grew up.
Yeah.
Years later, he wrote about his father in his diary, and then decided this was not a story he wanted his children to know.
Uh-oh.
He tore off the pages and scattered them when he traveled to another city. Tamaki ended the story and was amused to find the students were listening to him with rapt attention.
I guess so.
He glanced at Ichiro and was surprised to find the boy watching him intently.
Okay.
His head cocked to one side and a mysterious smile on his face. "That's not what really happened," Ichiro said. "That's not the true story of Gozu." His classmates started to make fun of him once more, and Tamaki stood and raised his hands to silence them. "Why do you think that?" Tamaki asked Ichiro. "How do you know this isn't a true story?" Ichiro smiled. He removed a piece of paper from his pocket and raised it. "Because I found the piece of paper on which the story of Gozu was written." His eyes suddenly turned white, and he began to tell the tale of Gozu.
What the heck?
It was so horrifying that his classmates begged him to stop, but Ichiro wouldn't stop narrating the tale. He was a boy, possessed.
Ah!
A day later, when the children hadn't returned, the parents launched a search party to look for the missing school children.
No!
They eventually found the bus lying in a ditch just a couple of
possessed
kilometers
and he
away
killed
from the
everybody?
village where Tamaki had seen the dead cow.
Ah!
Help was called,
They
and the
foamed
police
at the
found the
mouth?
school teacher and the children all in a catatonic state and foaming from their mouths. All except one. Ichiro was sitting alone in his seat, smiling. Later, when the police questioned Ichiro about what had happened on the bus, he told them he had told his classmates the story of Gozu, and that the driver couldn't take it.
Wow!
And had crashed the bus.
This kid's like
When
David,
the police asked him to repeat the story,
the evil boy.
Ichiro smiled at them. "Sure, I'll happily tell you the true tale of Gozu,"
Eyes go white?
he replied.
Oh, man. So, the story is so horrifying that it actually makes people... It's kind of like the movie The Ring, right? When the movie actually kills people, the story actually kills people. That little boy's evil, man. Creepy kids are the worst, dude. That's the scariest stuff. Nightmare Tales, you guys. I hope y'all really enjoyed the story. If you did, make sure to subscribe to him. Subscribe to him if you like reaction videos, too. Thanks so much for watching. As always, this is Zueljin signing off. We'll see you next time.